right. Hi, everyone. Welcome this evening. Happy Tuesday. Last Tuesday of the month in October, I think, right? Or maybe Halloween's next week. I can't keep track what day it is, but I'm so excited you guys are here with me this evening. We got people rolling in. I know over the next few minutes, we've got our big giveaway tonight. So I'm super excited for that. I have the wheel of names already set up and ready to go. So at the end here, I will be spinning the wheel to be giving away some free X39 stem cell activation patch, which is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So grab your notebook, grab your pen or pencil. You're going to definitely want to take some notes. And of course, you're going to have some questions. So make sure you're jotting down your questions too. I will be answering those questions here in just a little bit once I kind of give the science and technology and how this works. So if you're new tonight, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here and spending your Tuesday evening with us. If you're watching the recording, of course, congratulations. That's fantastic as well too. We're glad you're watching. But the way this is going to run is I'm going to share the science and technology with you on how the stem cell activation patch works. And some of the other patches, of course, will be mingled in as well as you guys ask questions. And then after I share that science and tech, then I will be opening it up for questions. So if you have questions, make sure you write them down. But I will go over the basics in the beginning, kind of those frequently asked questions. So then that way we can kind of get that out of the way and you guys can have the basic understanding. Just maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll leave it open for Q&A. And we'll save the last 5 minutes or so for our wheel so we can spin and give away some free X39. So fantastic. Again, if you're just joining us, grab your pen, paper, we're going to get started. So I'll start by saying my name is Dr. Stacy Holweger. I'm excited you guys are here tonight, and I do want to give you just a little bit of information about myself. And so obviously I am not your doctor, right? But I am a doctor of integrative medicine. I have a PhD in integrative med and just about finished with my PhD in functional med. And so what that means is I do not write prescriptions. And of course, I'm not here to give medical advice or to treat or diagnose or to claim to cure anything that's going on with you. Please, as always, check with your healthcare provider if you have any questions regarding your health. But tonight, the information I'm going to be sharing is informational. And what that means is I will share facts and data, research, science from the inventor of this technology, David Schmidt. And of course, I'll share the website where you can get all the information as well too. But I will be sharing information about the body, about the systems and the organs and the cells and things like that. I won't be discussing any type of disease or syndrome or disorder. So please remember when you have questions, I know you probably want to know about yourself specifically and what's going on with you. So I want you to think about your grocery list of issues, of symptoms that you're dealing with. And we'll talk about what some of those symptoms kind of look like as well too. So just keep that in mind. I cannot address specific issues like, say, for example, diabetes or Alzheimer's. Those are diseases, and that's not what we're here to, of course, claim to treat or cure. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, I do want you to know that I need to get a new patch out. This technology we're talking about tonight is a non-transdermal patch. I always have one sitting on my computer, and I just got back in town, so there wasn't one stuck to the side of my computer. So this is what it looks like. This non-transdermal patch that we're going to be talking about tonight that you were invited here to hear about. It's sticky on one side. You can probably hear that. And clear with a little white disc in the center of it. And so non-transdermal, let's talk about that real quick. I'm sure you're familiar with transdermal patches like pain patch and birth control and nicotine patch, estrogen patch. Those are patches that you put on your body, and they put a chemical or a substance inside of your body in order to do whatever you needed to do, balance your hormones, alleviate your pain, whatever that may be. So this is not like that at all, okay? This is not a frequency patch or an energy patch or a supplement patch. This is completely different technology. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, what this is and how this works. So non-transdermal means nothing is transferring into the body. And so you would actually apply this in the morning. You can put it on the back of your neck, or you can put it below your belly button, or really any spot will do. Stick it on top of your big toe. But for purposes of you guys to see it right here, I'm going to put the patch right here. So in the morning, you would put the patch on your body. This is the X39, the stem cell activation patch. That's primarily what I'm going to be talking about tonight. You put the patch on, you leave it on for 12 hours. During that 12 hours, you want to be hydrated. Half your body weight in ounces in water every day. It's really important that you stay hydrated. Your cells need water for the conductivity and how this technology works. Your cells need water, period, okay? That's probably the biggest thing I hear from people is, I don't like water. I don't want to drink water. Do I have to drink water? I'm like, oh my God, you are water. You need water, right? Most of the time, we're not even really hungry. We're just dehydrated. Water will fix a lot of your problems. And so if you don't like water, what I suggest you do tonight is grab some fruit or some maybe cucumbers, strawberries, strawberries, pineapples, oranges, lemons, limes, mint. I just bought some fresh mint from the grocery store today. Something like that to soak your water in a jug tonight, overnight. So when you get up tomorrow morning, it's infused with that water. And that whatever flavor that is, do you like cucumbers or whatever. So then that way you can sip on that water throughout the day. Stay hydrated, please. Okay, so you put the patch on in the morning, you stay hydrated, then after 12 hours, you take it off and you throw it away. Or you can put it on your pet. You can put it in your pet bed, or you can put it on their collar. Most pets don't typically let it stick on their fur, but some do. I mean, obviously all animals have different temperaments. My pets do not allow it on their body. Have to put it on their collar or in their bed, and hope they don't chew it up right. Sometimes they try to do that too. I have a puppy, but leave it on yourself, 12 hours, take it off, throw it away, do it again the next day. So what is happening? How is this working? How is this technology working if nothing's going into the body? Remember, non-transdermal. So when you put it on, our body is light. We emit a low-level infrared light or heat. We emit heat. If you can put your hand on your chest, you're 98.6, right? How do we know this? Well, it's dark outside right now. I'm sure it is where you guys live. It is definitely here on the East Coast. And so if I go outside right now, I can't see anybody. I can't see the neighbors. I can't see the animals outside, horses, cows, whatever. I can only see them if I'm looking through night vision goggles. And you can see the heat emitted off of the person or the animal, of course. And so that is what is working with this patch. So our body's light or heat communicates with a crystal lattice structure that's embedded in the center of that patch. See that white part? There's a crystal lattice structure embedded in that. So what's in that structure, it's an organic compound of amino acids and sugar, oxygen, and water. That solution forms a crystal lattice structure. And so our body's light or heat communicates with that, reflecting back a signal, a specific wavelength of light into the body. This is called photobiomodulation or phototherapy. And it is not new, right? You guys know that the sun, light, the specific wavelengths of light from the sun, when they hit our skin, they increase our vitamin D production or increase our melanin. You guys know that, right? That's what gives your skin the dark color. And that's obviously, we know that it's a proven fact that it increases your vitamin D. You don't need to be in the sun for this to work. Side note, it's just an analogy. Just like you don't need to be outside at night with night vision goggles for it to work. It's an analogy for you to understand that light causes reactions inside of our body. Okay. And so when we put this on, our body's heat reflects back that specific wavelength of light from the lattice that's embedded in that patch. So this is a biophotonic exchange of information. Basically, that's a big term that basically says a wearable light technology. You put it on, you go about your day, do whatever you want, take it off after 12 hours, throw it away, and do it again the next day. What's happening when you wear the patch? When you put it on, this patch, specifically the X39 stem cell activation patch, signals your body to activate, elevate, and mobilize. Mobilize means to move, get moving again, your body's own stem cell production. Now, if you don't know anything about stem cells, I highly recommend you Google them, right? Stem cells are the holy grail of healing. We have an abundance of them when we're young. That's why kids are young and youthful, right? You don't see 5-year-olds with gray hair or 10-year-olds with back pain or 12-year-olds with heart disease because their bodies are have boundless amounts of stem cells and they're always repairing and regenerating themselves, right? They've got all that going on. So it's happening effortlessly, right? That's why Johnny runs down the street. He falls down, he breaks his ankle, he gets up and he probably goes to the doctor and then takes off going again the next day because those stem cells are going to work in his body to repair right away, right? Grandma goes down the same street trying to keep up with Johnny. She falls and breaks her ankle. She's not getting back up. right? And she probably is going to have a very long road ahead of her of recovery if she actually ever does completely recover, because her body's ability to repair itself and regenerate itself is just not the same. And that's because as we age, our body's own stem cell production declines. That's just part of aging. And so by the time in your 30s, if any of you on here in your 30s, then you make half of the stem cells that you did whenever you were young, like Johnny. If you're in your 60s or above, there's less than 10%. None by the time you're in your 70s. How do we know this? Well, you can see it in your blood. You can see the amount of stem cells that are in your blood that are active and that are working to repair the body. And so this technology signals your body to do what it did when it was a kid. It stops the aging process in your body and reverses the functionality of your cells and tissues and organs in your body. How do we know this? Because the inventor of the technology has done over 90 clinical studies, many double-blind, placebo, independent labs, doctors, researchers across the globe. There is a fantastic website that I want you to go to, and it is startx39.com. I'll put it in the chat. It's oh, good. Laura got it. I didn't know you were on here, girl. Thank you. Startx39now.com. You can change it to whatever language works for you. But that website is where David Schmidt, who is the inventor of our technology, I'll tell you about him here in just a little bit. He has done all these different clinical studies, and he has independent labs and researchers all over the globe that have done studies on this technology. And so you'll find all of those there in the tab that says clinical studies. And you'll also see all the patents. David himself holds over 130 patents, the majority of them in regenerative medicine, stem cell technology. But this patch here actually has a 20-year patent on it. We are in year 2 of that 20-year patent, by the way. So this patch, you put it on, it immediately goes to work to increase, activate, elevate, mobilize your body's own stem cell production. It does that through the pathway of GHKCU, which is a copper peptide, which also declines as we age. So activating and increasing that GHKCU. It's actually resetting a third of our genes when you put this patch on. You know, we have genes, right? And so a third of them in our body are reset immediately to their young, youthful state. And there's a compound effect to that, which is fantastic. So our general rule of thumb is 1 month for every 10 years you are old. And David shared this past weekend when I was in France at the convention there that he shared a slide about telomeres and looking at telomere length, and he's showing from their studies, their research from the last 3 years, this patch has been on the market 3 years, that every 6 months is 8.5 years younger when you look at the cellular age. And that's pretty impressive. So that compound effect is huge, and actually even bigger for some of us that are into preventative wellness type of things and into, you know, vitality and longevity, and actually, you know, are in really good health and really good shape. Myself personally, Laura, that just commented on here, we both had our biomarkers done and showed that we were more than double what actually, Laura, you were like almost triple your cellular age. Yeah, less. You're almost, you'll be 60 in a couple of weeks, and you were showing 40, and I'm 48 and I was showing 30. So Laura, you on there?
I'm here.
Okay, good. I heard something. I didn't know if you were going to share or not. There you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, who knew that that little patch would reverse my cellular age to 40?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
In 1 year, that was
1 year.
In 1 year.
And now we've been using them now, what, 17, 18 months?
Yeah, I actually just now 18 months.
18 months.
Literally this week.
I know.
Yeah, a year and a half, and we're like 25 years old.
We are unstoppable.
I know. That's what David always says. The tech says you have the ability to be 25 and stay 25, and yet live to be 150 plus years old. And so think about a 25-year-old body versus a 45 or a 65-year-old body, and what happens in that aging process and the decline. And so when you put this patch on, it's not only stopping your aging process, right, reversing the functionality of your cells and tissues and organs, it's going to help you deal with your everyday issues that I had you write down on your list, right? Your symptoms. And the person that invited you, they can send you the health tracker, and the health tracker is going to show you on a scale of 1 to 10 to rate yourself in many different categories. But you'll see that pain, you can cross that off the list. Inflammation, cross it off the list. You can cross off sleep issues. You can cross off memory, concentration, focus. You can cross off recovery time from exercise or even daily activity. You can cross off faster, wound healing. Like I said, if grandma breaks her ankle, it's going to take her forever if she actually does heal. Now we're seeing people's body repair themselves in record speed. Even you, Laura, with your hip replacement last year, right after we found out about this.
Right. Yeah, no, I started patching about 2 weeks prior, Stacy, to us when we found out. And it's funny, I just did a live with somebody and I was sharing with people that it really cut my healing time in half. I mean, even the surgeon and the head PAs were like, Laura, we don't see things like this. We don't see incisions flat after just 4 days of getting staples out. And I think the biggest thing is, when you get that type of surgery, you have the potential just to be black and blue all over your body with a lot of pain. And I don't know who this is, just nodding their head up and down, but I had zero pain. And you guys, I didn't have one bruise on my body, not one. Now I will hit the end of the bed and I'll get bruised, but not anymore, And so, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And, Stacy, a lot of people don't know that aging process starts at 25. It starts at that point. I didn't know that. I didn't learn that until you and I embarked on this. I mean, I'll go back to 25. Yeah.
I'm sure you're almost there. I know I'm there. So I'm sure you're almost there, girl. I mean, in 1 year, if you were 40, you're at least in your late 20s.
Yeah.
Because I know how into prevention you are from
your
experience, of course, from healing yourself with stage 3 breast cancer 4 years ago. All about vitamin and nutrition and IV therapies and supplementation and detoxification. So,
you guys, really, I got a front row seat to how powerful the body is. And I think it was a very divine appointment when I found out about these patches, because it was the perfect ability for me to continue to take my body to that next place of total regeneration and rejuvenation and healing. Like, I don't fear anything coming knocking on my door anymore, because it's about feeding the garden, not killing the garden. And so here's the real choice that we all have to make, is when you have an opportunity with this technology to give your body that tool, it's dynamite.
Right. And it's literally non-invasive.
Yeah.
So there's nothing going into your body. There's no medicine, there's no supplement, there's no chemical. This is a wearable light technology. So it's literally communicating with your peptides in your body at the speed of light. And so that since there's nothing going into your body, there are no interactions with anything you're currently doing. No contraindications. I spoke with some people earlier today, and she was on a couple different medications for diabetes and heart disease, high blood pressure. And I said, obviously, please check with your physician. I'm not your doctor, so I want you to check with your physician. But I can tell you with complete certainty that there are no interactions with the medications, because nothing's going into your body. And so you already have the peptides in your body. You already have these pathways. You already have stem cells. This is just saying, hey, let's do what we used to do when you were younger. Let's do that again. And actually, let's just do it even better. Let's just reset those genes that have kind of gone awry over the years, and let's help your body to repair and regenerate and rejuvenate itself. And so that's what I love about this. So there are no side effects. There's no contraindications. There's nothing harmful. There's nothing toxic, nothing going into your body. And it's literally the price of a cup of coffee a day. A cup of coffee. You guys, I have spent 20 years researching stem cells. I mean, I spent $2,500 to bank both of my kids' each individual child, $5,000 to bank my kids' cord blood. We paid $200 to store their cord blood every single year for 18 years. I spent over $100,000 on my daughter doing different types of stem cell therapy in and out of the country. This is a few dollars a day. It's a game changer, right? For anybody and everybody to be able to have the ability to help themselves get into a better place or stay in a really good place. That's my story for sure, is all about vitality and longevity and prevention. And so with that, I want to make sure, again, I know we've got a lot of people that have just joined us and have joined in the last 10, 15 minutes since I've been explaining the technology. So I'll say real quickly, just because I'm going to start fielding some questions. If you have questions, I am more than happy to answer them. I cannot specifically address a a disease or a syndrome or a disorder. That is not what we're here for. This is informational purposes, and I will share with you some different patches and what they do as far as how they affect the different systems or the different organs or cells in the body. But I can't address, like somebody just said, how does it affect premenopause? So I can't address menopause, believe it or not, because menopause is something that you would go to the doctor and they would write you an HRT, a prescription. And so that is a disorder or a syndrome. I don't even know what you call that now. It's got so many different terms, but I can talk to you about, getting your body in balance and some things that would be really great to do that when you look at balancing your body. I'll be able to talk to you about your hormones more next month with our Shine and Dream, of course, because we have clinical studies on those with your hormones. But I just so you understand, I definitely cannot address any type of disease or disorder, but you can tell me your symptoms. What are you experiencing? All right, that's what I want to hear, right? So you put the patch on in the morning, leave it on 12 hours, take it off, throw it away. Can you wear multiple patches? Yes. And so I will be talking about multiple patches. Any given day, Laura and I probably have on 5, 6 patches, 7 patches,
8.
sometimes 8.
I have 8 on right now.
Yeah. And then at night, of course, we'll take them off and put on our aloe vera, which is a game changer too when you look at your skin, right? Reducing oxidative stress. Aging starts on the inside. So the inside is what you need to address if you're worried about the outside. When you address the outside glows for sure. So when we look at, again, I can't address menopause, but when we look at your hormones and balancing, we would look at balancing the endocrine system and your organs in your body, of course. And so we always start with the X39 stem cell activation patch. You can use this patch for every single thing, because increasing your body's, moving around your body's own stem cells, activating them again, that's going to go to work to repair and regenerate whatever you need in whatever order your body needs. Your body has its own innate ability to know how to heal itself, right? That's why when you cut your finger or break your bone, it's not the Band-Aid or the cast that repairs it. It's your body going to work to do that. And so this patch right here is your starting point for every single thing. So you would definitely start here. You would also add in the Eon patch. This is what we call the dynamic duo. And so for me personally, and David Schmidt as well too, the inventor of this technology, this is what everyone starts with, no matter what, because you want to reduce inflammation at the same time that you're increasing your body's own stem cell production. I was in France this weekend at conference, and David spoke exactly of this. He said, say you got, he said the shoulder. I always say the shoulder because you guys can see it. He goes, so say you got a bum shoulder, right? You can go get a stem cell injection and spend, I don't know, $8, $10, $12, $25,000 an injection, depending on where you're getting it. And those stem cells are going to go right here. There's inflammation here. That's why it hurts. That's why you have a lack of range of motion. So he said, put your X39 on, put it on the back of your neck or below your belly button. He said, stick your Eon right here on your shoulder. Stick it right there on the spot. You can stick it on the back of the neck or belly button. Like I said, it works anywhere, but stick it here on your shoulder. It's going to help with the inflammation, no matter where you apply it. But you want to reduce the inflammation in the body. Otherwise, your body's inflammation is going to consume some of those stem cells. He gave a great example in a video that I watched when I first found out about this last year. And he said, if I inject 2 million stem cells into your shoulder and you do not address the inflammation at the same time or during that process, your body's going to consume the majority of those stem cells. You're probably going to be left with 200,000. Do you want 2 million stem cells or do you want 2,000? And so, of course, we want 2 million. Now, this is not an injection. This is not putting stem cells in your body. This is signaling your body to activate and mobilize its own stem cells. They're dormant. They're just chilling. We're going to wake them up and reset them and get them young and youthful and get them doing what they did when they were younger. So using the X39 and Eon is your starting point 100% for everything across the board. When I look at balancing my endocrine system, I look at the SP6. SP6 is anything with your endocrine, like pituitary, your thyroid, your adrenals, that whole system. You can Google endocrine system and you can get yourself a wealth of information. But SP6 is a patch that David invented to help to balance that endocrine system and the organs in your body. And we can see the effects of that starting to take place even in the first week based on our clinical studies. But I will tell you too, another fantastic patch that a lot of women have a great success with those like hot flashes and night sweats. And this is not promoted this way, of course, but aloe vera. Aloe vera is our reverse aging for the outside. But like I said, it starts on the inside, reducing oxidative stress. This reduces oxidative stress, which is huge for all the disease process inside of the body. We also know that this lengthens telomeres. Telomeres are the ends of your little chromosomes, the little end caps, and they determine the length of your life. So if you want to lengthen your life, anybody, Alavita at night, bedtime, you can stick it on your third eye, your back of your neck, below your belly button, center of your chest, wherever, it doesn't matter. But it's going to reverse your age on the outside. So think wrinkles, fine lines. Like I don't have a filter. Laura doesn't have a filter on her Zoom. This is us. We're not full of fillers or all the, whatever. I don't even know. This is just us on here talking, sharing our information, and this is what our skin looks like. So Alavita is a fantastic one as well, too, when you look at some of those symptoms that women deal with from menopause. So what's the difference in the patches and infrared light treatment? That's fantastic. I was asked that question today by somebody in Messenger, and she said, I'm doing lots of red light therapy. And so when you look at, because I have a far infrared sauna. And so when you look at different wavelengths of light, every different wavelength, like I can go in there and I can set weight loss, I can set detox, I can set pain relief, I can set anti-aging, I can set cardiovascular, I can set all these different programs in my sauna, and it's all different wavelengths of light that are penetrating, obviously invisible, right? Just like this, into my body and causing different things to happen at the cellular level inside. And so that's an outside source. It's photobiomodulation, like red light, blue light therapy, your acupuncturist, or maybe your facial person. A lot of people do the red light pads on their body for different things. And so that's an outside light source that you have to be connected to. Like I had to sit in the sauna to get those benefits. I don't automatically just say, oh, I want the benefits of detoxification from my sauna and not go sit in it. So the beautiful difference about that and the patches, the patch can be worn anywhere. Obviously, it's very cost effective. I paid $10,000 for that sauna. This is a cup of coffee a day. So super cost effective for anybody to be worn anywhere, anytime, any place. And this is working with our body's own light. And so we are the many suns, our body's heat and light that we emit. And so the difference is our body is the light source that's reflecting back a specific wavelength from this patch. And so you don't have to have an outside source coming in. That's a great question. Is there a way to turn on captions for the deaf? I don't know, Laura. Maybe you would know that question.
That's something that can be added to Zoom and an upgrade, I believe. So we could definitely look at that.
Okay, yeah, I have a higher package, so maybe it's an option on mine.
Right, it could be.
We'll definitely check into that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
For asking. Noted. Thank you. Any experience or result for tinnitus? Which patches, placement, location? Okay, so when we look at tinnitus, again, that's a disease. So we would say, oh, I have ringing in my ears. My ears are ringing. Okay, fantastic. So if your ears are ringing, you can stick an X39 and an Eon behind both of your ears. You can just stick one behind each ear. You can switch, rotate the different sides if you want. Do that every day. Some people love to use the energy enhancer right here. Energy enhancer is the first patch that David invented 20 years ago when he was working for the Navy SEALs. He was asked to invent something to increase their sustainability and endurance, energy, and stamina in the field. They were on caffeine and amphetamines and uppers, and we're not doing well. So he was downloaded, given this information by the divine to create a non-transdermal patch, energy enhancer, 20 years ago. And so this opens up energy channels and it moves things around. It turns body fat into fuel, which is fantastic, burns an extra 300 calories a day, but it really moves the lymphatic system. And so a lot of people that have ringing in their ears, they put the patches right here, and they do have great success with that as well too. You don't have to have a specific protocol for something to work. Keep that in mind. These patches are always working. Each patch comes with an instruction guide to show you some options for places that you can apply it based on our clinical studies. Of course, you have to have controlled situations with clinical studies, but you definitely, Linda, can just apply this to just apply if you want to do energy enhancer here, or just put it. I've had so many people have great success just putting X39 and Eon on the mastoid bone. Feel that bone behind your ears? Just put them back there or stick them anywhere. Remember, it's working no matter what. It doesn't have to be on the location for it to work. And yes, they are only good for 12 hours. That's a great question. The reason why after 12 hours, number one, we need a break. Our body needs the patch off because it's our body's communicating with it. We're emitting that low-level infrared light, and we're taking back in that.
You've worn the patch 9 months. You're feeling really great and good.
Hang on, she's feeling really great and good after 9 months. That's fantastic. But you want to make sure that you take it off and give your body a break so your body can repair and regenerate and rejuvenate that 12 hours that it's off. It's kind of like this selfie light that I have on right now. If I left this thing on all day long, it's going to burn out. It's not going to be happy with me. It's going to shut off. It's not going to respond. So I turn it off when I'm done with it, and I turn it on when I need it. That's the way this works. After 12 hours, also the lattice structure that's embedded in this patch starts to dissipate. Okay, so when you really get into the science of it, they're chiral stereoisomers, and they don't hold together longer than 12 hours, 12, 14 hours. That's what it was made to do, to dissipate. And so you cannot reuse these. Once they're used, they're used. That's why they come in a month supply. This is what we call a sleeve. And you get 30 days worth in here. So one a day, every single day. Remember, this is not a transdermal patch like a pain patch that you stick on and leave it on, or estrogen patch that you leave on for, 30, 90 days, whatever. Totally different concept, totally different technology. But those are great questions. Sweet, 2 weeks. Thank you, Kendra, for sharing that. Are the different patches or different amino acids that are in each different patch that activate different peptides resulting in the effects listed per patch? So make sure I'm getting this correct. Are the different amino acids that are in each different patch, we got different 3 times here, that activate different peptides resulting in the effects listed per patch? So yes, there are different amino acid, sugar, salt, water, oxygen combinations. So it's not an amino acid like an L-leucine or, one of the branched chain amino acids. I can't think of all off the top of my head right now. It's not an amino acid like that. That's something that you would consume. Okay, so these are solutions of the compounds formed together that make this lattice structure. And so each different patch signals different peptides in the body because of that combination being different. Okay, it's a great question. Alavita is worn nighttime only. Great question. You can activate live transcript and settings. Oh, thank you, Chad. You're so smart. This guy has an answer for everything. I love it. So that's good to know. Laura, activate live transcript and settings. Will you write that down? Thank you. You're amazing. Okay, so say you wear a patch for about 9 hours or 9 months. Okay, so maybe you mean 9 months. So say you wear a patch for 9 months and you're feeling good. Do you stop patching? That's a personal choice. I always say just stop patching whenever you want to start aging again, because that's the way it works. But I understand people are very conditioned to use something for a specific amount of time or forever. Say, for example, you go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you got high cholesterol, you're on Lipitor for the rest of your life. Here's your prescription. Go to CVS every single month, 30 days, get it fulfilled for the rest of your life. And you're like, okay, I'll do that. Oh, you have diabetes, metformin, rest of your life. There you go. Every single month you're fulfilling your prescription. So that is something that people are used to doing, right? But people also want results now. They want it immediately. I want this done. I want it fixed now. I want my numbers to look pretty, or I want all the pain gone. I want everything to be the way it was when I was, 25 tomorrow. And so the way this works is that compound effect I talked about earlier. The longer you use this technology, the compound effects start to snowball. For example, Gloria, if she could share her picture, oh my gosh, her before and after picture from 10 months, not 1 month, not 2 months, not 5 months, but 10 months took 30 years off of her face. Like the lines are gone. There's no Photoshop, it's the way it is, right? And I have countless pictures before and after in an album on my phone of people. They're before, Laura's before and after, Leah's before and after, Gary's before and after. I mean, people's skin is changing. So if your skin's changing on the outside, what's happening on the inside? Big changes are happening. So if you stopped patching, let's say you did 9 months and you're like, I'm good, everything's fixed, all my lists, everything's gone, I'm way to go. You can stop patching. This is regenerative medicine. And so what that means is when your cells and tissues, organs regenerate, and I go like this because they're going back. Regeneration is back. That means they're becoming younger. They're functioning as if they were younger because they have regenerated. And so when that happens, say you patch for 9 months and say your cellular age is 10 years younger, say you're 55 and all of a sudden now it's showing you're 45. Okay, fantastic. If you stop patching, do you turn around and become 55 again? No, everything is younger. So you will just start your aging process, just like you had been doing your whole life until you started patching, one day at a time, just like you normally would. You don't turn to a pumpkin overnight, and you don't automatically just jump up and accelerate your aging process. It doesn't work that way. So regenerative medicine says, let's regenerate, let's repair, let's rejuvenate, let's restore the body back to its young, youthful state. The longer you use the technology, the more benefits you're going to have. And also, like for me, like I said, I didn't have anything wrong with me. And so there were no benefits that I was looking for. I was just looking to prevent those big things off the list, right? Heart disease is the #1 killer. Diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, you name it. I mean, David said this weekend, he goes, with this technology, we literally are going to have just accidents in life to look at as causes of death. Hoping you don't get in a car accident or you fall down, hiking and hit your head on a rock or a bear eats you. I don't know. But, things like that are going to be the causes of death for the people using this technology, because you don't have those things that happen later in life when you get into your 40s and 50s and 60s that start to take over from just the natural aging process and lifestyle and diet and, things like that, of course. Okay, so how long should you wait before putting the next patch on? Wait 12 hours. So take it off, put it on 12 hours, take it off, throw it away, do it again 12 hours later. So if you patch at 8 in the morning, then you wear it till 8 at night, wait until 8 in the morning the next morning. So as far as addictions, okay, so when we look at different addictions, we definitely would look at X39 and Eon, and we also look at SP6 and Nirvana. Nirvana works with your brain, with the neurohormones and neurotransmitters in your brain. And this is what we call our bliss patch. So it's fantastic as a mood stabilizer, mood balancer. It's great for people with anxiety, stress, depression, worry, fear, things like that. Social anxiety is huge after COVID now with people. So using these would be fantastic. You always want to get down to the root of the problem. There's probably a lot going on in that person's body if they're smoking, right? I remember I had a great friend years ago in Indiana that was a surgery nurse, and she said she could deal with anything and everything, but the black lungs and the stomach and the intestines and the organs of a smoker were like nothing she'd ever seen in her entire life. Every single time you cut that center open, it's like just horrible. And I understand. I had parents that smoked. They both quit smoking when they were late adults because of health issues. But I lost a grandmother to lung cancer from smoking for so long. So I get it. But yeah, you definitely want to quit. So getting down to the root of the problem is key, and addressing, obviously, the component of it, neurological component, and then of course balancing. This is great for balancing. This is actually promoted as an appetite suppressant, metabolism booster, and so it does help with a lot of the chemical reactions that are happening within that endocrine system. So it's fantastic for that. Let's see, how does it differ from mesenchymal stem cell therapy? Are the stem cells equivalent value in your body? So this is not like any stem cell therapy that you go do, because it's not putting anything into your body. Okay, so this is signaling your body to do what it did when it was a child, which is to activate and mobilize your own stem cells and resetting those stem cells to their young, youthful state. And the clinical studies at the startx39now.com, you can see all of that information there that shows what this technology is doing, how it's working in the body. But very different. I've done a lot of different types of stem cell therapy with my daughter. And so very, very different than any other type of stem cell therapy. That's why we have a 20-year patent on this. There is nothing like this in the universe. Okay, so for no reason, my hamstring will flare with instant pain. Any recommendations? Comes and goes. Absolutely. So we're going to get to the root of the problem, whatever it is, and we don't know, and we don't need to know, because we want to use X39 and Eon. These are going to get down to the root of whatever problem is. But for your immediate pain, we can use LifeWave. LifeWave is something you apply to the area of pain. So if it's your hamstring, you would apply the LifeWave to your hamstring. And the way this patch works, and of course, the person that invited you, when you get LifeWave for pain, they'll go over this with you. So put your X39, put your Eon on. We're going to get to the root of the problem, right? IceWave has a white patch and a tan patch. Okay. So if it's your hamstring, then the white patch goes on the right hamstring. The tan patch goes on the left hamstring. So pick whatever area, whichever one hurts. Say it's your left hamstring. Find the spot that hurts, stick the IceWave on it. Come over to the right leg and stick the white one on the right leg. Okay. That's going to open up the energy channels. This works with the polarity of your body. Your midline is your spine, the center of your body. And so white right, tan left for your IceWave. And that will help with your pain anywhere you need it, anywhere you have pain, anywhere at all. So mention that you can reuse with your dogs. Over 12 hours will destroy the structure, but can still have some benefits for animals. So yeah, so when you take it off yourself, there is a little, like I said, 12, 14 hours ish. You can put that on your pet and they could, or throw it in their bed, put it on their collar, and they're going to get some benefits from that as well too. So you can definitely put it on them and they'll get some benefits from it. A lot of people I've seen, I saw a little kitty cat with a broken leg today that's no longer had to have an amputation. So a lot of people are using these on their cats, dogs, horses. Woo, that's incredible. That's a whole nother market, right? So for flu-like symptoms, if you're not feeling well, you would use the X39 and Eon. But you would also use our antioxidants. And so glutathione is the master antioxidant, master detoxer, master immune booster. This right here in a supplement form or even in an IV push, the glutathione itself, not this, but glutathione itself is going to increase your glutathione level by about 23%, and it has about a 7-minute half-life. When you put this patch on, you're going to leave it on 12 hours. It's going to increase your own glutathione level, which of course declines as we age. It's going to increase it by between 300 to 400, maybe even up to 600%, and sustain it for a 24-hour period. So this is huge for your immune system. And then we also look at carnosine. Carnosine is a totally different antioxidant. It does so many things, both of them do, but carnosine is another great antioxidant for your immune system. So these are the two biggest antioxidants out there, right? So definitely this, and then, of course, just increasing your own GHK-Cu is huge. Reducing inflammation in the body is huge when you don't feel well as well too. If you have energy enhancers, slap those on, get that lymphatic system moving, right? A lot of times you don't feel like going for a walk or exercising, but you've got to turn over your cells in your body, your lymph system, and get the toxins out. So that would be a great idea as well too if you have it. It's not required, obviously, but I would definitely use X39, Eon, glutathione, carnosine. What about how do you measure your cellular age? So you would get with, and Laura, you can put the link in there. There's a website you can go to and have a kit sent to you, and you can do that. I haven't done it that way. Laura and I both, or Laura she went to a naturopath here in town for the last, I don't know what, 5-6 years you have. And so I went to them last year and had them do my biomarkers as well too, to measure my cellular age because I wanted to know. So yes, she'll post that in there. If you have bone-on-bone pain in your knees, a lot of people have that. Can you wear X39 directly on the knee? You can. Yeah, you can wear it on the knee. You don't need to wear 2 X39s. That's going to be a personal choice. David said 1 is sufficient for everything you need. 2 is going to give you about a 30% bump, but that's about it. So, and then again, based on clinical studies. Now, when my son twisted his ankle and had an acute pain, I slapped 3 X39s, 3 Eons, and 3 carnosines on his ankle every single day. He was supposed to be on crutches for 2 weeks, and he was back on the court 7 days later. So it's a personal choice, obviously, but you can definitely patch directly on the knee with X39 Eon, and of course, use IceWave for your pain. Should all combinations of patches be worn during the daytime except for sleep and Alavita, or can a carnosine be worn at night? That's a great question. I know David said this weekend too. So he gave a great summary of kind of some patches, what you would put on daytime and nighttime. And he said the only thing is carnosine is huge for the brain. And so if you find that you are asleep, but yet you are more conscious and aware and awake than you normally are, then you would want to wear carnosine during the day. I wear carnosine during the day. I wear it every single day, but some people do wear it at night. I used to put it on Taylor at night 3 times a week. It never kept her up, or at least she never woke me up if it did, because I did it for a year. But you can wear carnosine, glutathione, Eon, at Nirvana at night. If you want to wear these at night, you definitely can. These can be worn at night or daytime. Alavita and the Silent Nights have to be worn at night. X39, X49 cannot be worn at night. Obviously, Energy Enhancer, not at night. SP6 is a daytime patch as well too. IceWave is either way. But you can if you want to. It's personal choice. I've never tried carnosine at night personally, but so for floaters in your eyes, somebody was talking about that this weekend too. Just use the X39, use the Eon. You might use some Energy Enhancer like up here, but you don't have to. X39 and Eon would be fantastic. You don't want to be eaten by a bear, Leah. I know, right? No bears. How long to see benefits with arthritic joints? Okay, that's a great question. So we're all different. So this is not a medication where I can say, oh, well, based, on this arthritis, you are going to see results in 16 days. I can tell you based on the clinical studies, people start to notice improvements in 3 to 6 weeks. Now, some people experience things faster, but the studies show 3 to 6 weeks. About 80% of the people are going to notice some difference in 3 to 6 weeks. There's another 20% that it's 3 to 6 months. What are the factors that determine that? I don't know. We cannot find any rhyme or reason. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're taking some type of an electrolyte, your magnesium, your potassium, your sodium ratio. Make sure you have that some type of electrolyte, or maybe a little pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt in your water to keep your electrolytes in check. But I can't tell you an exact time. I can just tell you that it will work. If you have pain, use the IceWave to get rid of immediately, while the X39 and Eon are going in to repair things. Glutathione is also fantastic to coat the joints. So that's maybe another for you. Any experience or information on symptoms from stroke, neuropathy, tingling, or numbness? So I love how you put that, symptoms from. That was such great wording. So symptoms from stroke, God, who knows? But when we look at the brain, I'll talk to you about the brain. I'm going to say, of course, X39 and Eon, and we're going to add the carnosine and the X49. These would be fantastic for brain. They work differently on the brain because they signal different peptides in the body, but that would be what we would use to help repair anything in the brain. When I look at neuropathy, pain, people have pain. A lot of times we'll use IceWave. If it's tingling and numbness in your hands, we use IceWave on the wrist to open up those energy channels, so that gets rid of the tingling. I've had that happen to a client of mine. If the pain and numbness is in the feet, then we put the IceWave on K1, which is the balls, the center of the balls of the feet. You can put the white right, tan left. A lot of times we'll also put an IceWave on the low back, white right, tan left, to help to open up the energy channels, to help get things moving. And so that tends to eliminate the tingling and the numbness. We want to get to the root of the problem, right? So we always want to be using these as well. Clinical studies, there are over 90. David has a lot that haven't been published as well too. So you can go to startx39now.com and you can find the clinical studies that have been published there. There are a lot. They're from all over the globe, from independent labs and researchers, and obviously some that David's done in-house as well too. We are FDA approved as a Class 1 medical device, which is a Band-Aid. I don't know where my patch went now. Oh, it's on my chest. Here it is. I was looking for it on my computer. It's not on my computer. So this is a 3M hypoallergenic Band-Aid. And so it's certified or classified as a Class 1 medical device. But we are FDA approved in the wellness sector, so not as a medicine, obviously, or a drug. Can you talk about the light and dark patch? Absolutely. So the patches, IceWave and Energy Enhancer. These are the only two that have a white and a tan patch. And they work with the polarity of your body, positive and negative. And so the white patch looks just like this patch here, but it's not, right? And the tan patch. So these patches, this here specifically is for IceWave. IceWave opens up energy channels on location. Say you've got a headache right here, stick your white on your right, your tan on your left, and it's going to get rid of that pain right there. Maybe it's the back of your neck, stick them back there. Maybe it's your elbows, wherever it is. But white right, tan left, because it works with the polarity, okay? Same thing with energy enhancer, white right, tan left. It comes with instruction booklet. These are the places. See that guy right there at the top? White right, tan left, or you can do your wrist, white right, tan left, leg, inside of the ankle, or top of the hand. So you pick your location based on this for the energy enhancer, and it works with a polarity, positive and negative of the body. This is going to open up your energy channels as well too, turn over your lymphatic system, and give you stamina, endurance, and energy. Same addiction, kind of same thing I said earlier, X39 Eon, Nirvana, SP6, those would be fantastic. I can't say that kids would use the patches because we don't have any clinical studies with children. Of course, you can't do clinical studies on anything with kids, right? But the first 2 people I patched were my kids. It's a personal choice. There's nothing in the patches, so nothing's going into the body. Keep that in mind. This is a wearable light technology. And so our body is communicating with the lattice that's embedded in the patch, reflecting back a wavelength of light, kind of like going into the sun, right? A specific wavelength of light that's hitting our skin and causing something to happen inside. So it's a personal choice. But we do have lots of testimonials. Get back with the person that invited you, Angie, and they can share with you if you have a specific, there are moms that talk about using these patches on their kids, but again, it's personal. Do you benefit from wearing more than one X39? So like I said earlier, David said about 30%, so really not worth the extra cost to put that on unless you have like an acute issue that you want to address. Like I said with my son when he hurt his ankle. I can't specifically talk about cancer because that is a huge issue, right, with what that is. So you can definitely use whatever patches you want, of course, to help him help his body get into balance. That's what these patches do, bring the body into balance. So X39 Eon and glutathione are fantastic for that, of course. And let's see, if I patch 4 days out of 7 because I forgot or something, would that not work? So you want to use this technology daily. You know, if you forget a day or if you accidentally leave it on, you forget to take it off, that's okay. But you don't want to just patch 4 out of 7 days just because you're not going to get the results because of the inconsistency. You may get results. I'm not saying you won't get some results, but this works with that compound effect. Daily signaling, giving the body the break for the repair. Daily signaling, giving the body the break for the repair. The participants saw the results in all of our clinical studies from daily use, even some now here 3 years later with this patch. And the company's 20 years old. And so we have 20-year-old studies. So we're seeing the results from daily use. So if you happen to forget one day, no big deal. It's not like it's going to, mess anything up, but I would definitely use this on a consistent basis. So I've already addressed the FDA. So can this be used simultaneously with light therapy? Oh yeah, absolutely. Girl, I'm in my sauna every day. Definitely. Wearing patches while hospitalized. So we do have people that have people in the hospital and have had people in the hospital and put the patches on. So again, it's just 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Same thing, stick with your daytime, stick with your nighttime. Can they be paid for out of FSA or HSA? I've been asked that before too. So I have only had one person so far. No, I take it back, 2. I've had 2 people that their HSAs have covered the patches. One, they had to write a really lengthy letter, and then the other one, they just had a debit card that came with it and they were able to use it with no problem. But I've had a lot of them decline it. So just call and ask. I would say it's, just homeopathy, homeopathic type of treatment therapy, maybe, along the lines of acupuncture, because we are using acupuncture points, acupuncture meridians. So if your HSA or FSA covers acupuncture, then they should definitely cover this for sure using the acupuncture points. Light therapy on acupuncture points. Fantastic. That's great. Measuring your biomarkers. Faster arthritis pain relief with patches than years. Yay. Oh, that's fantastic to hear, Kara. We're going to hear from Kara on Thursday night too. She's got a long list. Laura, I've got to remember who's the other person I'm interviewing on Thursday night. I can't remember. I know it was another director on our team and I can't remember who it was. Oh, wow, Roger, that's fantastic to hear. Wow, after 3 days. Carnosine 3 times a week, Alavita at night, sleep like a baby. Yay! Hey, that's good. Good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Carnosine during the day gave you a headache. Oh, that's interesting. I use mine every single day, but we're all different, right? Who knows what's going on? It's your brain. The carnosine works with the brain. So it's probably like trying to detox the aluminum. I would bet that would probably be why it gave you a headache, Jessica, because it does detox the aluminum out of your brain. Will you experience detox symptoms when you first using the patches? Great time. Great question. Great lead in. So some people do. I don't. Laura, did you have any detox symptoms?
Nope.
No, some people do. Like Taylor got a little red ring, or she'd get red underneath the patch, and then I'd take it off, and then the next morning it was gone. Obviously, I put the patch back on the same spot. It did that for about 3 months for her, and then all of a sudden there was no more little red mark around it. But sometimes people, here's the thing I want you to remember: water is your best friend.
Yep.
If you feel like you have a little bit of a headache, or if you feel a little fatigued or tired, water. Most people do not drink enough water. Take your body weight, your weight, divide it in half. That's how many ounces you need to drink every single day in pure water, not Propel or Gatorade or Mio or Crystal Light, water. So if you're feeling any kind of detox symptoms, it's not common. I don't want to say it's common, because when you look at the statistics, it's not there, but definitely water would help. So I can't talk about fibromyalgia because that's a disease. We can't talk about that, but we can talk about X39, Eon. We can talk about SP6 to help balance your, your endocrine system. And of course, if you're in pain in any way, then you would use IceWave. A lot of people have issues with pain, cold hands, and sometimes feet. I would definitely use the X39 Eon, of course, but I would also use the energy enhancer. Get things moving throughout your body, maybe even put them on the bottoms of your feet. As far as migraines, believe it or not, migraines is something that is a disease or a disorder that you can't talk about either. But when you talk about pain in your head, then you would use X39 Eon and IceWave for sure. So for sadness, any combination or just one kind? So for sadness, I would definitely use the Nirvana, but also the Eon. Nirvana is different than the Eon. This works to put your body in that parasympathetic, that calm state. But Nirvana works differently in your brain. It's more of a blissful state. And I also had this weekend, I was talking to April in France, and she said she puts carnosine on her heart for a broken heart. Her husband died very suddenly last year of a heart attack. And so she's had a lot of emotional stress. She has Nirvana on her right shoulder, and she had carnosine over her heart on her left side. And she said it's helped her dramatically, like to deal with everyday stress and sadness and everything she's had to go through. So what about an old ankle sprain? Yeah, definitely. X39, Eon, carnosine, absolutely. Mental detox. I love it. What's the X49 do? Yeah. Okay. So X49 looks like this, right? It looks like X39. And I know we're running out of time, so we got to wrap it up. But X49 signals a daughter peptide to the X39. So this signals GHKCU. This signals AHKCU. David invented this patch, came out with it last year. So we have over a year of clinical studies now with this, using it in combination with the X39. And so this is created for helping to build lean muscle mass, to stop bone loss, to improve bone density. It helps with the cardiovascular system and the nervous system in your brain dramatically. It creates a Faraday cage in your body. And so basically it's an EMF blocker, which is fantastic, and it grows hair faster than minoxidil. So huge for working out. I know Mark, he sent me his text yesterday, and he's like, oh my God, I'm 61 years old and I ran a 7-minute mile. 7-minute mile. 61 years old. No training at all. And he said, it's just the patches, just the patches. That's the only difference. That's incredible. I'm like, God, 7-minute mile. That's impressive. I did a 6:58 twice. That was it. I don't ever want to do it again. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm nowhere near that right now. Carnosine giving nightmares when you place it on the right table. I have never, ever had anybody say carnosine gave them nightmares. I've had people tell me that, or David said, and people have said carnosine sometimes keeps them more alert. Even though they're asleep, they're a little bit more conscious because it works in the brain, but never on the right table. I have no idea what you mean about that either. So I have a huge bunion on your right foot, ball of the foot. Yep. Use X39, Eon, IceWave. carnosine all over it, definitely. Oh, the right temple. So then just don't use it on the temple. I've never had anybody say they had a nightmare with it. I've had a lot of people tell me vivid dreams. They've had a lot of vivid dreams. I've had a lot of vivid dreams. Dreams are no longer dreams like they used to be. They're like full-on experiences, stories. I got class forever sometimes. Yeah, tap water, distilled water, reverse osmosis, hydrogen, sure, absolutely. Any kind of great, healthy, good for you water, definitely. I like the Aquapana water. We have a well, and we have really good well water. We have it tested. Actually, we just had it retested after a hurricane. It's fantastic. So I drink mine right out of there too. Pain in the bones, definitely X39 Eon and LifeWave. So cold induced asthma, cough, phlegm. So definitely, again, X39 Eon, carnosine glutathione for your cold type of symptoms, but using the energy enhancer on these points right up here would be fantastic for that as well too. Get those things moving, get that phlegm out of your lungs. So the block BMF is X39, X49. X49 forms a Faraday cage around your body, your cells. So these two would be fantastic for that. Okay, you guys, so we ran over just a couple minutes, but thank you guys for all of your questions tonight. I love answering the questions. I really, really do. I really hope that it helps you and gives you more clarity and understanding. Just remember that the patches work when you put them on. That's your big thing. They work when you put them on, okay? And you always want to look at starting with your X39 and your Eon. That's your starting point. I know there are a dozen patches. David has been at this for 20 years, and we have a patch summary sheet. So the person that invited you is going to send you that patch summary sheet. You can look at that. It shows you the placement, the different acupuncture points, like I showed you earlier. So you can see, based on clinical studies, using the specific patches on the specific points, do specific things. But remember, any place is going to work. So you don't have to get fancy with it. You just have to stick it on 12 hours, drink your water, remember to take it off, and do it again the next day, and continue to do it day after day, week after week, month after month, as long as you want. But the general rule of thumb is 1 month for every 10 years you are old. And so keep that in mind when you're looking at what's going on your list. It may take longer than 5 or 6 months to get rid of some things that you've been dealing with for 15 or 20 years. But here's the way I look at it. Time is going to pass no matter what. Are you getting older and adding more things to the list of problems? Or are you getting younger and crossing those things off the list? You don't have anything to lose, and you have everything to gain. You have a life to gain, and we really are here to help you have the best quality of life with your friends, with your family, and enjoy life and feel good. And pain and sleep and mental faculty issues are the top 3 things that people deal with, and we can help you to eliminate those things so you have a better quality of life, and we can start crossing some of those other things off your list as well too, in a very non-invasive, super simple, easy, effective, and affordable way. So get back with that person that invited you. They will help you get set up with the patches that you want, that works best for you. We have different wholesale options, and they can talk to you about that as well too. If you have questions specifically, the person that invited you, we're all connected together. We all work together. And so please feel free to, ask them, say, hey, I need a little bit more help or support. Can you put me in a chat with somebody that has been doing this a little bit longer? And we're all here to do that. We have a fantastic team of leaders in this organization that I work with, and we all work very closely, and they all have my cell phone. So if there's a question that they're not for sure the answer with, and they ask, the person that invited them that they work directly with, somebody can get the answer to you. And if not, they can always ask me as well too. So I'm happy to help in any way. That's what we're here to do. So thank you guys for being here tonight. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you taking your time out of your Tuesday night. And also feel free to share this. I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel here shortly. Laura, yes, ma'am.
We have to do a giveaway.
Oh yeah, my God. It's sitting there in my thing, and I went over. I'm so into the questions. I was just like going by the questions. Thank you, guys.
I'm sure everybody is
You're like,
happy to wait.
Wait. Let's see, where's my screen? Here it is. Wheel of Names.
Wheel of Fortune.
We have 105 names. 105 names. So I'm going to be giving away 3 free sleeves of X39 tonight. So it looks like this. It's a month supply of the X39. So I'm going to be giving away 3. Oh my God. Thank you, Laura. It's not jet lag, I swear. I got in just after midnight this morning from France. So just a few time zone differences. I appreciate you. All right. So there are 105 names on here. So I'm going to push this spin and we're going to see who our winner is. The first winner of a free month of X39. Sue Ellen. Sue Ellen. So get back with the person that invited you here. They're going to send that information to us and we will get your address, send them your address and they will get that to us. So congratulations, Sue Ellen. And the next person, make sure they're here. Sue Ellen here. Can we find Sue Ellen real quick, Laura?
Okay.
Be present to win. Another S, Sarah. Is Sarah Fleming here?
Yep, I'm here.
Yay, all right, Sarah, get your address sent to the person that invited you and they can get that sent to me, okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations. Last winner. Unless we didn't find Sue Ellen.
Yeah, I can't find her.
Okay, then if not, we'll just pick a different one. All right, Michelle. Is Michelle here? Michelle Purcell? Do we know where Michelle is?
Michelle, unmute yourself, love, if you're here.
Do we have Michelle?
I don't think so. So we need to pick 2 more
We're
people.
gonna pick 2 more. Here we go. We're going. Present to win. Angie, is it Angie Layton? Angie, are you here?
I'm here.
Yay! Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get with the person that invited you, send them your address and they'll send it to me. Last winner. And I love Wheel of Fortune. We couldn't find a single Wheel of Fortune casino or a slot machine in the 2 casinos out there. France.
Casey Church.
Casey, are you here, Casey? Casey, are you here, Casey?
Nope. Pick another.
Okay, here we go. Moving on. Looks like Janelle. Janelle, is Janelle here?
It pays to stay.
3-month worth of X39. That's $150 retail. All right, we'll just spin again. I'm having so much fun just spinning. Kathy? Is Kathy here?
Oh my heavens.
It's all good. We'll just keep spinning. Somebody's sitting here going, please pick me next, me next. Tammy? How about Tammy? Are you here, Tammy? Weldcheck? Tammy Weldcheck? Tammy, you're here? Unmute yourself.
Oh,
Is she unmuted?
no, that's not the right person. Go ahead, keep going.
Kim Marie Combs, is Kim here? Kim? This is funny. Somebody's waiting patiently for their name to be called. We've never not had the people right here too.
Just pick Denise.
Just fixing it.
Nicole.
Kimberly Blanton.
Kimberly Blanton, are you on here?
Well,
We're down to 95.
and there's 115 people waiting. I love it.
How about April?
April Bird is here.
Amen. Praise Jesus.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I love it. April, send your information to the person that invited you. I love it.
Will do.
We
Thank
will
you. I
get
enjoyed the
that just sent
presentation.
out. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here this evening. Thank you, Laura, for reminding me again. I had it all set up, but I'm really excited for all of you guys to get your X39 in the mail. I'll get those out tomorrow. So we will talk to you guys very soon. See you on a Zoom this week. Have a great evening.